Hey guys, I'm just Jershin, and welcome to, I didn't come up with a name for this, day one of the, I play 5 different roguelites 5 days in a row. Come up with a cool name for it. I'm not gonna have one. If you watched the most recent channel update video, know that this week I'm gone. I'm on a family vacation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, practicing social distancing. Do not worry. I'm gonna be sitting in a cabin, unplugged, doing nothing. So I wanted to record some stuff ahead of time. We've been playing a lot of Spelunky on the channel, and I was like, you know what, rather than just recording 5 Spelunky videos, let's spice it up a little bit. I was like, what if Monday through Friday next week, I do a different roguelite every single day? I didn't come up with a cool name for it. The week of the week of the rogues. Sure, come up with a fancy name. Let me know. We're gonna be playing Isaac, Spelunky, Nuclear Throne, Enter the Gungeon, and Dicey Dungeons. We're gonna be playing all 5 of those games this week, 1 per day. Probably just a random run for each of them and see how far we can make it. We could do the dailies as well. I'll tell you. Let's see who the daily character is. Yeah, I don't like. What's your name? It's been so long since I played Apollo. What's your name? Abalon? Abyssman? What in the world's your name? Apollyon. We were on the right track. I don't really like Apollyon, so maybe we won't do the daily today. We'll just be doing random hard mode instead. I figured why not start with Isaac. To be honest with you, I just finished going back, watching some really old videos. By the way, webcam's gonna be on the screen. I've recorded like 200 episodes of Isaac over the course of the channel between Rebirth, Afterbirth Plus, Anti-Birth. I've probably recorded like 200 to 300 videos of this. Like I've ever used Facecam, so this will be a first. It'll be weird. Hopefully, I don't want to do Isaac. So the problem is I've just picked Isaac, and if I quit, I was gonna do a random run. I was gonna give you a random run, give you some true randomness, but I just realized that if I quit out, I'm gonna lose my streak. Now my streak's only 7, but I still consider that something worth fighting for, you know? I'm actually gonna, look, I'm floating right now. I'm gonna put myself over here for the course of Isaac, just because we've got the stat HUD over on that side. I don't want to block the stats. Yeah, I'll be blocking the items, but you'll pretty much know what we're doing. Okay, I guess we're gonna do Isaac hard mode. To be honest, Isaac's my favorite character anyway. Isaac, I think, is the most fun to play as, so this will probably end up making for a more fun, more interesting episode, so I won't complain too hard. But I was planning on doing a random run. That's okay though, you know, sometimes stuff gets a little messed up here. Yeah, I went back, I don't know why, I was just deciding. I couldn't remember, in my brain, I was like, I think I want to start with Isaac. I want to start with Isaac because I'm pretty sure that's the first video, or first game, it's the first game I played in the first video that I ever recorded for the channel. So I went back to go double check and see if that's the case, and I went back, went to my channel, twitch.tv/youtube.com/justjershin, and then sorted videos by oldest, and lo and behold, very first video, Binding of Isaac. Weird. 2015, I'm pretty sure it was. Like late 2015, maybe like September, October. Ouchies. It's been a while since I played Binding of Isaac, so apologies if the play is less than stellar. Yeah. Apologies if the play is less than stellar, as you can see. I would like to find my item room if that's at all possible. It's crazy how much changes in 5 years, I can tell you what. It's weird, I'll go back and watch some of those older videos, and in some cases, I'll be like, man, I've gotten so much better than I was back then. And whenever I go watch old videos, I don't watch the videos, I just kind of like, you know, click around from video to video and see how things improved. Mic quality got a little bit better, maybe then it got a little bit worse, then we got a little bit better because we figured out, oops, I had the gain on the back turned all the way up to 700 because I did that once accidentally. I'm actually going to borrow this for 1 second. You're going to think this is a weird strategy. I'm going to use it to come in here for free. I'm going to cross my fingers. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that we don't get like Guppy's head in here. Because if we get Guppy's head in here, then please don't die. How much HP you got, though? Actually, how much HP? Thank you. Alright, it's no Guppy's head, so we're good. That's why I was gonna do it, because we can get in and out for free. We'll give it a reroll, because why not? Sure, I'll take Big Chubby. I'll take Big Chubby. But I just kind of skimmed through the different series. It's crazy when I first started. Granted, I was in college. It was 2015. You don't at the time it was funny. I was like, man, I got no free time. I'm so busy all the time. Looking back now, working, well, obviously things are different now. Right now I'm working one full-time job that's nearly turning into 2 full-time jobs because it's getting a little crazy, with a second job on the side plus doing YouTube. I had it easy back then. Back then I used to do, yo, Big Chubby, you could really do some damage to this guy if we could just... Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Let's split him. Split his jimmies a little too much. Not what I was looking for there, that's perfect. Ooh, load size large. You've seen that meme. Okay, I'm gonna open this bad boy up, because why not? We could Yara it. Yeah, it would have been a good Yara, but we'll save Yara for a little bit later, potentially. And, sure, I'll take the HP. We don't have a blue heart. We don't have any soul hearts to protect our HP on this next floor. So we want to be a little careful. But yeah, back then I had so much time. It's crazy. When I first started, I had daily uploads. I want to say at one point I was actually doing 2 uploads a day. I was doing 1 episode of Isaac 7 days a week, and then I was doing Fallout 4 like 3 days a week, plus Nuclear Throne 3 days a week, plus an update video every Sunday. Like, there's 0% chance. I can barely handle 1 episode like every 4 days that we're doing now. I have no idea how I used to do it. It's, so I go back and watch some of those old ones and you get a little sentimental. You know, in addition to just like how, let's see how far we've come, Matchbox 20 style, but it's like, some of it's positive, some of it's negative, you know? So sometimes I look back at some of those old videos and I go, oof, what were you thinking with that hairstyle? That's most of them. Or I think, oof, what in the world, why didn't you have a beard, brother? What did you do? Or, why did you eat an entire 1 pound chocolate bunny and record yourself vomiting on camera and upload that to the internet? Yikes, there's a very good chance here that I lose. Very good chance here that I lose to deal with the devil. I'm gonna try my bestest not to. There's many times that I'll watch those old videos and be like, what in the world were you thinking? But at the same time, there's also, sometimes I'll look back and go, wow. You know, granted, I've been doing it for a lot longer now, so not to say the passion's not there anymore, but when you first start out, you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, you go, oh, I am going to be the next Markiplier, I have no doubt about it. Naive little young me. You do that, and the world's your oyster, basically. You know, as it goes longer and longer. Not that we haven't seen success. We've seen lots of success, but I'll take the book, and then I'm gonna re-roll it, obviously. Bada bing! It's pretty bad. It's free, though, so you might as well take it. I don't think the shadow's very good, but we will take it, because I got no other option. We have a battery charge in here as well. Don't really want to do anything with that, unfortunately. I don't think I really want Eve's Mascara either, so I'll probably do my best to try and well, I don't think we're going to get another battery charge, but I want to get some monies or bombs so that we can use the reroll machine that's given to us in the room. Although we did get 2 big rooms, if we can find... No. I mean, maybe with Curse Room? It's possible. It's actually possible we could get a charge here. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, sometimes I go back and I look at those old videos and I get a little, I don't know. YouTube was kind of a different sphere back then. Don't get me wrong. Getting into YouTube in 2015, I was still very late to the party. I was extremely late to the party. But the amount of, like, you know, early videos, looking back, granted they've had 5 years to sit in the YouTube machine and get views and stuff like that, but some of the early videos actually did decently well. Had a couple videos in the Isaac scene, some of the anti-birth videos, afterbirth plus videos. Get up in the thousands, which is pretty crazy. Had some, a lot of my Pokemon episodes getting up in the hundreds, which is crazy. I took a lot more chances with content back then and made different stuff, different weird. I used to make like mod showcase videos for, that's unfortunate, for Afterbirth. Plus, I don't know, the drive was definitely a little bit higher. And so sometimes I go back and look at some old videos and I'm like, man, wish I still did that. Who knows what would be if that would have been great. See, I don't ever press buttons for that reason right there. But turns out pressing that button would have been good. But I thought going back to Isaac would be a good place. Maybe we'll recapture some of the original magic. I don't know. But at the very least, pretty good place to start with. I mean, I don't see us... Unless we walk into the shop and there's like $1 million, which there probably isn't, I don't see us really doing anything other than that. Yo, honestly, dude, just playing Isaac, this is bringing back the original vibes. This is kind of weird. Maybe it's talking about the old videos too, but I remember when, and here's the other thing too that makes it like, doing it while I was in college was prime time. I wasn't a great college student, I'm not gonna lie. I skipped a lot of classes. I got a B in a class. I took a class that was probably the easiest class I've ever taken in my entire life. It was a business class. It was an upper level business course. The professor essentially just phoned in the class. He had all of his... Ooh, careful. He essentially phoned in the class. His class was a 30-minute, the driest lecture you've ever heard in your entire life. It's about e-commerce. But it wasn't really even about e-commerce. He liked more the tech side of e-commerce than business. We didn't learn about, you know, the important side of e-commerce, like how to target customers, how to get them to your site, how to build a landing page, how to convert them. No, none of that stuff. That would be silly. We learned about his favorite website is Wix. Oh my goodness, we spent like 3 months on Wix. And pretty much the entire thing was about the actual coding. Just learning about, not actually how to code though, but just the history of code. Where did HTML start? Who first came up with HTML? What was the first website? Nothing that will ever help you in a business, whatever. Anyway, the class was completely garbage. The lectures were horrible. And there were 2 grades in the entire class. 75% came from 3 tests. There were 3 tests over the course of the class, each worth 25% of your total grade. Wait, no, I lied. What is it? 80% came from 4 tests. 20% per quarter, midterm, 3 quarters, final. Over the course of the entire semester. And 20% came from attendance. There were, I don't know, let's say 20 class periods. I think there were a little bit more than that. Every class period you skipped, you got 3 excused absences. Every class period that you skipped over 3, yo, this portal's spawning way too many bad boys. Every class you skipped over 3 of your excused absences was 1% off of your grade. The answers, the tests that he gave were from an online book where the question banks were available online. He didn't think students knew this, but the question banks, the tests he pulled from, were available online. So what you would do is our textbook, it was just like the back of the book basically. There would be like 300 potential questions. He would pick 100 of them to go on the test. You memorize the 300 questions. It was the easiest 100% you'll ever get in your entire life. I was thinking about yarrying these, but now I'm kind of glad that I didn't, unless this middle one contains a good item. It's not. So I got a 100% on every single test, all 4 of them. Well, maybe I might have missed like 1 here and there, but like pretty much had an 80%. Which means all I had to do was attend at least half of the classes to get the other 10% of the attendance grade. In addition to the 3. So like out of 23 classes, I had to attend 50% of them. I skipped so many classes because the lectures were so boring and dry, I ended up getting an 89. And I didn't even like, look, in a different world, if I would have been like, oh, if I finished with like an 89.5 because of a test, I might have argued it. I couldn't possibly go in and argue because I skipped half the classes, which is my own fault. So I took responsibility for it. I took the 89. I took the hit to the GPA, but not a great student. All that to say, college me with YouTube and Twitch, that was the prime time. The day that Isaac Afterbirth Plus, I think it was Afterbirth Plus or maybe just Afterbirth, the day that that expansion dropped, I skipped my entire classes for the day. I woke up that morning, I said I'm not going to any classes today, I'm going to record like 8 videos. And I recorded and edited and uploaded like 8 videos on day 1, and the first one got like 1,500 views, the second one got like 1,000, next one got several hundred. So to some degree, I just can't do that anymore, which is kind of upsetting. You can't call into work, like, at some point repentance is gonna drop. I'm very excited for when it does drop. I don't know when that's gonna be. So when it does drop, I'm definitely going to play it on stream, I'm definitely going to record some. I have a full-time job that unfortunately I can't really just phone in for the day and say, sorry, I'm gonna skip all of my job today so I can play a video game and try to hit that YouTube wave. So to some degree, you know, it's a little discouraging to be like, darn. Hindsight's 20/20, of course, it's the stereotypical statement, but sometimes I'll go back and look at those and say, man, I really had way more free time than I thought I did, and I should have pushed it way harder. Then again, I was also like a young, stupid kid. I was like 20 years old when I first got to college. 21, 22, 23. I'm 25 now. I've lived life. I've seen the world grow up behind me. Not really. I still consider myself pretty much a child who doesn't have any idea what he's doing. But yeah, a little bit of regret when I look back and go, dang, definitely, you had the ability to really push it back then. Granted, you know, it gives and takes. I have a full-time job now, which means I got more money that I can, you know, put towards. I've upgraded the setup. I've done other things I've upgraded microphones. I've upgraded lighting, new cameras. I think the setup has improved a lot over the years. And I wouldn't have been able to do that with my lack of funds way back in the day. Okay. Get him, chubby boy. We're so gonna take damage here! I know it! I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to know that this run's got some issues. Mainly in the damage department is pretty god-awful. Our items have been pretty less than exciting thus far. We could definitely aim to improve them. We'll do our best to do so. Obviously not gonna be getting it. It's a freaking XL floor, dude. It's a freaking XL floor. Alright, that is damage, so we'll take it. Alright, in that case, if I would have known it was an XL floor, I would have done more exploring. Should have paid more attention. I've been out of the Isaac game for a bit. Didn't read it when I first got down to the floor. That is my B. I apologize. We will try to figure that out if we can. And hopefully improve that as the run goes on. But, yeah, you know, I definitely probably could have pushed it a little bit more way back in the good old early to mid 2010s when we first started this thing. Granted, it was Playcrastination back then, so completely different time. But here's how, like, it's crazy. Here's how dedicated I was back then. I remember in 2016, so it would have been about a year into the channel. I remember that I got a job working on a political campaign. I won't get too much into it because I don't want to, you know, reveal any of that sort of information. Not that those political affiliations would not still hold up to this day, I can tell you. I mostly just think politics are just not very fun anymore. But back in 2016, I was working on a particular political campaign. And they wanted some people to go up to Iowa to do some caucusing. Go door to door. We had a station. I sat in there, did phone calls for like 8 hours a day, asking please, please, please vote for this candidate. And then also going door to door to be like, hello, sir and or madam, who do you plan on voting for in the upcoming 2016 election? It's not Trump. I'll go ahead and throw that out. Just so you know, no career suicide. It wasn't Trump. That's the reason I don't do politics anymore. Reroll opportunities. Now, I would like to buy I would also like to buy... I want to buy that Spirit Heart, even though I'm pretty sure we've already messed up our chances here. would like to potentially buy a Spirit Heart. The bombs are wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. We'll try to get a natural reroll first, though. Anyway, here's how dedicated I was to the channel. So I left. I was going to spend a week up in Iowa. I went up there. I paid, by the way. Paid to go work 8 hours a day. Pretty decent wages to go walk door to door. Granted, it was in like the dead of winter. It was pretty cold. Not a great time. Definitely got some frostbite. To go up into Iowa, go ask old people who they're voting for, or just sit on the phones for like 8 hours. It's like the easiest job ever. I unplugged my PC and brought my entire setup up with me. I was staying in a hotel, a cheap hotel, up in Iowa. I brought my entire PC with me, and I remember recording Nuclear Throne while the people in the room across me were banging on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I remember sitting there awkwardly in the dark recording episodes of Nuclear Throne because I was like, I am going to be gone for a week and I don't want to miss uploads. I want to keep my 2 uploads a day. I got up there, I recorded, I started uploading videos for the next couple of days, and the Wi-Fi up there was so bad, so unbelievably slow, that it would have taken me, I remember very vividly, I was uploading like a 20-minute Nuclear Throne video, and it had like a 7-hour estimated upload time because their Wi-Fi was so bad. So you know what I did? I left. I quit. I quit the job on the spot. Look, I do not pretend to be a decent role model. If you're out there, do as I say, not as I do. That is not a great move, not a very professional thing to do. I would agree with that completely if you believed that. I thought we could maybe, I wasted a bomb there just to see if we could maybe bring home the deal with the devil, but unfortunately we could not. Tears are doing fine. Damage is not. I quit the job. I called up the next day. I worked one day, that night I tried to record, and the next morning I went into the office and said, hey buddy, I gotta go home. I don't want to do this anymore. For the channel. I cared about the channel that much that I was like, I can't possibly do this. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go, brother. See you later. Thanks so much for hanging out. Which again, very unprofessional. Would not recommend doing it, but the channel was my #1 priority there. So I pushed it pretty hard, but I do wish I would have pushed it even further. I wish I would have gone even further beyond. By the way, we're not hitting boss rush. Yes. We're not hitting boss rush because I would consider this run to be of a particular garbage variety. At least thus far. That can change quickly, don't get me wrong. But at least right now, before we get some damage upgrades, I would consider this to be of rather garbaggio merit. We'll see on the next floor if we can make it work. I mean, 20 minutes through 4 floors, it's not what we're looking for. We do have a slight damage upgrade with Blood Clot. We've got some good Tears upgrades that I just completely undid with Quad Shot, but it's Quad Shot. Quad Shot's fun. And I'll tell you what, missing out on the deal with the devil on the last floor. Try to be a little glass half full if we can. It does guarantee ourselves a deal with the devil on this floor. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting going back and watch some of those videos and being like, I also like, I don't know, I've talked about this on stream before. There's been so many points in my life on Twitch and or YouTube where I will hit a wave and I will start seeing success, and then huge dummy me just stops doing it. I wish I could go back and tell previous me. Like, for example, those mod videos when I did the mod showcases for Afterbirth Plus mods, because Afterbirth Plus added community modding in. I would do some different showcases of just, it's the easiest content ever. You go to the Isaac mod page on Steam, you see what the top mod for the week is, or an upcoming mod that looks like it could be cool, and you just record one video saying, alright, here's the new item, here's the new floor, here's the new boss, whatever it is. Super simple. And those videos got like hundreds of views each because they were actually like interesting and people might want to like look and see what a mod is. You know, you gotta have a pretty charming, pretty dashing personality, or be hilarious, or be, I don't know, put some good editing in. If people are just gonna watch, anybody can sit down and record an episode of Isaac, like I'm doing right now. Well, thank you for watching this if you are, by the way. Anyone can sit down and do that. It's a different thing to actually go out and try to make some interesting content that maybe other people aren't doing, like the mod showcases. Those videos did really well. And you know what? I just stopped doing them. One day I was just like, these numbers are too good. I'm not used to success. Get rid of them. Ouch. Definitely should not have done that. Really wish that I hadn't done it. Wish I would have done more of them. In addition to that, another great example would be shiny hunting on Twitch. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Cat of nine tails. Alright. Do I Yera? Glad that I did not Yera. I'm not taking pills. I can't risk a tears down. I used to do shiny hunting in Sun and Moon on Twitch. And, again, I think a lot, especially with how saturated things are, a lot on Twitch and YouTube is luck. And when I was doing some shiny hunting on Twitch, yeah, I got Sammy'd. Got Sammy sprinklered. I got very lucky during one stream, and I got raided by a pretty large PokeTuber. Get out of here. Isaac's heart. That's a good one. The game thinks it's funny. I got raided by a decently large PokeTuber, and I think it was like at this time it was like a 50-person raid, but at the time I was streaming to maybe 5 people, 4 or 5 people. It was very early in the Twitch days, and to my surprise, a decent amount of them stuck around after the first shiny hunting stream. They came back for more. They stuck around that stream to watch me get the shiny, and they came back for future shiny hunts as well. So for like a couple of weeks there, this stinks, by the way. You can't get a good item from here. Oh, there's a battery charge up here. Hold on. Hold the phone. So for like a couple of streams, I was suddenly streaming to like 15 to 20 people consistently. People were like donating bits. People were subscribed. People were interested. And then I pick up the book, but then I decided, nah, I'm bored. I'm bored of shiny hunting. I'm done. Sometimes you just gotta, like, if I could go back and give my young self one piece of advice, it would be find the thing that works. You can in the beginning you can spaghetti it. Throw the spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks. Find what works. By the way, this is advice that modern me could take as well, but probably won't. If you can find something that works, put the pedal to the metal and freaking do it. Grow an audience that way. Once you have the audience, I mean, obviously the goal is that maybe they're there originally for the content, but long term, maybe you can win them over and they're like, oh, I just like this guy. This guy's kind of fun. You win them over, and then you can branch out. It's very tough to start, as I've learned, as a variety streamer. If you want to just come in and do variety, there's millions of other people who've already done, that are doing variety, that have already put in the work and built the big base. Sometimes you got to find the right game to build that base, or whatever it is, the right kind of content. Okay, cool, I unlock Mystery Egg because I stink and take damage a lot. And then you can leverage the audience and be like, hey guys, now I'm here to do other things. I think a great example of that is Small Ant. If you guys know who's Small Ant, not Small Ant 1 anymore. I've been following his Twitch and YouTube since he was streaming to like, not single digits, but like low double digits, and had like maybe 10,000 subs on YouTube, fairly small. He's now like maybe like in the top 25 largest Twitch streamers probably. It's ridiculous. And he did basically that exact same concept. He started, he was like, all right, I'm gonna, never done speedruns before, was just doing random stuff. I'm gonna learn Super Mario Odyssey speedruns. Learned the speedrun, and then said, now I'm gonna make it as weird as humanly possible. And started doing it blindfolded, can't see the screen, with my feet, with chopsticks, etc. Grew a massive audience, became known as like the weird challenge guy. And now with that audience, they're like, I'm here for you now, so play whatever you want. Now he does Pokemon, now he does Zelda games. He still puts some crazy challenge spins on it, don't get me wrong. But like, that's the strat, man, he nailed it. Even like someone like, you know, I've talked about Northernlight quite a bit, who I really is kind of how I got my start. Granted, he was, you know, he was here in the baby days of YouTube, so it's a little different for him for sure. But, you know, early games like Dark Souls and Isaac that really send your channel to the moon can allow you to grow an audience that then lets you do some variety stuff in the future. Again, will I take this advice? Probably not. As I'm saying it right now, I know that it's the right answer, but I know I'm also a stubborn individual, and to some degree... Dude, these items. To some degree, I just want to play what I want to play, you know? So, and I'm also just doing this as a hobby, still. He says, 5 years later. So, maybe one day I will learn to take my own advice, and if you were... Advice. And if you're a young, aspiring content creator out there, highly recommend you do as I say, not as I do. Yet again, I would like to reiterate. This could be a decent room to Yara. You either Yara here or you hold the Yara till the chest. Let's do the Yara on the chest. And of course it's the wrong decision. And of course it's the wrong decision. So we could have gotten 4 items instead of 2. Who knows if one of those ends up being Cricket's head. One of them could have ended up being Cricket's head. I mean, Rune Bag is still great, so we will take it. But yeah, easily could have been Cricket's head. And again, hindsight's 2020. That's the theme of this one. But we could have used the Yara, gotten the Rune Bag for free, and probably gotten another Yara before the run is over. I mean, may as well take this as well. I'm not taking Mystery Baggy because I think it's kind of stinky. And also, if we would have done... Look, the whole floor is just kind of scuffed. If we would have done that earlier ahead of time, we could have potentially had like 4 pedestals to do rerolls on. Instead, I'm stuck trying to do this one pedestal to reroll on, and I'm getting garbage everywhere along the way. I think I'm just going to take Shard of Glass, which I don't think is great. But occasionally you'll get a nice barrage of tears. Might synergize with Quad Shot decently. Let's see. Give me a nice barrage. What's the big barrage of the bloodiness look like? Does it not work with Quad Shot? Is my luck stat? I mean, my luck stat's 0, so it's possible I just don't get very many. But yeah, if you're an aspiring content creator, maybe looking to get into Twitch, YouTube, I recommend to do that. Unless you're, like, if you want to do it as a career, imagine getting career advice for YouTube/Twitch for someone who has unsuccessfully grown their channel for 5 straight years. Here you are, though. Yes, it is me. Oh, what's the name? Oh, no. Come on. What's the name of the company? Oh, the joke. Oh, the joke's right on the tip of my tongue. The joke's on the tip of my tongue. What's the company that went bankrupt in, like, 2008? What's the company? Hey, Google. What's that company that went bankrupt in the mid-2000s? Google! What is it? My joke! Company that went bankrupt in 2001. What is it? Enron! Imagine going to like an Enron TED Talk about how to grow a business. That's essentially what you're listening to right here. Again, joke would have been a little better if I could actually remember that. It's a long time ago. I was a little baby in 2001. Anyway. Yeah, if you're thinking about it, that's my advice. Do a pair throw. Double pair throw all the way across the sky. That's my advice to you. Find some content, and believe me, how long, if you've been with the channel for a while, how long have I been saying I'm gonna get into scripted content? I'm gonna make some scripted Pokemon videos, or some scripted, we've done some scripted Isaac stuff before, some tier lists, never do them. Never do them, and I don't know why. One of these days I will, but I know that 10 years from now, I already look back, as I said earlier, to 5 years ago when I was doing YouTube and had no idea what I was doing, and said, dang, if only you would have known. 10 years from now, I'm gonna look back at me today and go, you knew! You said it in this video! You knew what you were supposed to do, and you still didn't do it! Sure, I'll take Kidney Stone. Why not? Kidney Stone plus Quad Shot should lead to a pretty interesting and powerful barrage when it is in fact ready to fire. Should do some like significant work on bosses, which I am, well, if I would have known you were going to be giving out batteries like candy, I probably would not have taken Kidney Stone. I would have tried to get something. I'm gonna take damage in this room, so just prepare for it. Alright, half a heart. Yeah, look, there's a little bit of regrets, not only in my YouTube career, but also in the fact that I took Kidney Stone just now. I told you we could have got another Yara. I'm gonna stick to the Perthrow for now because I still think we could probably get another Yara before we reach the chest, so I'd rather keep the Perthrow for now. Even though we literally have a walking Perthrow rune with us at all times. I mean, that's kind of awesome to just unleash that barrage for sure, but yeah, I don't know. Someday we'll figure it out, don't worry. Someday I will learn to take my own advice. I will realize that maybe I did know something all along. Alright. We'll get it figured out, I promise you. Alright. So, don't take damage. Look, I'm still very concerned about the future of this run. I don't think this is in any way, shape, and/or form a guaranteed thing. I would say I actually lean more towards... Yeah, great use of the key. I would say I actually lean more towards the possibility of it being over. I mean, that's pretty sweet for sure. Yeah, I don't know what we need, but we need something. Is that Samson's lock that's giving us a little bit extra damage when we murder stuff? I don't know. 30% deal with the devil is not required. Would obviously be greatly appreciated. We didn't get it. We do have a Spirit Heart here. Can't be missing Tinted Rocks going forward. Nothing to use my Perthrow on, so we will continue. This runs a... look, when I thought I was going to have a tougher time. Okay, it's an XL floor. So you have a guaranteed... It's not a guaranteed. Actually, the XL floor is horrible here. I thought because I accidentally picked... I think we might lose this, to be honest with you. Which means I should have just yeeted out at the beginning and done the random run. The whole reason I wanted to do a random one was because... Random run was because I thought it would end up being more difficult. No, this is plenty. This one's plenty. It's also unfortunate, like I wish it was just a little more exciting. Like I wish for our one dabble. Shoot, dude, we're gonna die. We're done. We lose. I wish for our first dabble back into Isaac in a long time. You know, you obviously hoping, gotta go for it. Unfortunately, I think you kind of have to go for it is the thing. Just in case, look, guppy items, spirit hearts. I know there's obviously potential for just to get absolutely nothing out of this. Some evil spiders or some bombs, but... And just like that, the run is saved. Alright, keep that guy alive. Yeah, just like that, the run is saved. Okay, so I'm going to convert all of this HP. I'm going to convert it all. I'm going to reroll you. That's a garbage item. I'm going to Perthrow you. Really, though? Like, both of them? Like, what, you want me to play Dungeons and Dragons or something? Like, what's the dealio there? Please explain that one to me. That's a good start. So, I feel much safer. That one item just completely revolutionized the whole run. We now have Polaroid invincibility, which is amazing. We have no red hearts. We have an AWAS rune. Obviously, we could potentially, if we get a deal with the only reason I was considering, here's the thought process that went through my mind. I was considering keeping, please. I was considering keeping one red heart left so that if we got we have a 67% chance. If we happened to get the slight chance of a deal with the devil, we could trade that away, but we could also get Krampus. Like, that's what went through my brain. You could get Krampus, you could also just not get it. And then you don't get Polaroid invincibility. Polaroid invincibility, very valuable. Very good. I think probably a bigger potential benefit to us than keeping the one. And if we have to end up trading away 3 spirit hearts, first of all, it better be a good trade. Better be something good like Brimstone, but you know, that'll be our choice. We can at least, I think it's a better hedging of bets. I think that item is so bad, so I will not be touching that with a 10-foot pole. But yeah, other than, I mean, again, I think we'll probably get our chance. Like, this run could still pop off. We have Isaac. We're going to the chest, which means 4 items. We'll probably get a Yera, because we have Rune Bag, which might mean 8 items. I would say the chances for this run to still pop off are most certainly... I would say the chances for this run to pop off are most certainly in the existent category. There's our Yera. Told you it was coming back. I told you. Skirt! Told you it was coming back. Horrible damage there. Clearly still very rusty. Dude, what's the spawn rate of these dudes in the game? Because it has to be close to 7,000. And they are slowly driving me nuts because they're pretty difficult. They're pretty tough to dodge, IMO. The little guys that come chasing after you and shooting the bullets. Pretty difficult to dodge in my humble pie opinion. Okay, this should be boss fight. This is... Oh my gosh, what's the spawn rate? There's 1,000 of them. There's 1,000 reasons you should stop spawning these enemies. We've seen one on like every floor for like 15 straight floors. I'm just gonna... I think we're pretty close to the boss fight, so... I'm gonna choose to just hold on. I'm gonna choose to just hold on to this charge. Yeah. We could have been here even faster, which is a little desafortunadamente, as they would say en español. I wish I would have taken more language classes in college. If I have... this will just be a big list of regrets. I took my 2 required... I mean, this is in general. Look, if we want to get into all my regrets in life, we could be here for, you know, 10,000 years. I regret getting a business major, I can tell you that first of all. Turns out don't enjoy it very much at all. Oops. Oops. It's okay. Only spent, you know, 4 years and much money to... wasted like a fifth of my existing life thus far making that decision, so good thing I'm locked in now for the rest of my life. It's actually the sunk cost fallacy. I learned that in business class. Technically I could go back and spend more money to do something I would enjoy more, but the problem is I don't know what I would enjoy more, so how does that help me? Spoiler alert, doesn't. You got that going for you. I regret taking so many... I said at the beginning, I was not a great college student. I regret maybe not taking classes seriously enough, not learning. Basically, I was a great studier, great crammer. I could cram for a test like nobody's business. Not great at the actual practice of retaining the information. Like once the test was done, once I handed the paper in, sorry, I tried to take my hand off the keyboard to do a visual demonstration. I'll do it in just a second. Let me finish this boss fight first, and then I will do the visual demonstration. Gotta have a kidney bean popping up here soon, right? Gotta have a kidney... Jesus. There's the kidney bean. As soon as I turned in the test, whoosh, all the information flushed out of my mind. It's risky. It's risky. It's risky. It is. You would not be wrong to say that it is risky. I think you would be very correct to say that it's risky. Uh-oh. We're slow, I just realized. You would be very much in the correct column to say that it's risky, but it has made us very powerful. It has simultaneously made us very powerful. I also wish I would have taken, in addition to like taking my education seriously, like, yeah, like probably if I would have taken classes more seriously, I probably would have accepted the fact that I didn't actually enjoy what I was doing. At the time, I was just like, you just gotta get a degree. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta get a degree. Get out, get a piece of paper, get a job, you'll be fine. Oops. Oopsies. That is not the case. I have quickly find it out. Question is when we get this reroll, do we want to reroll the item that we had in that, the challenge room? Or do we want to reroll for a boss item? I can't think of boss items we'd want. I mean, like, damage would be cool. but we're doing pretty good, to be honest. I think I'd rather reroll this one in the challenge room. Maybe if I would have taken classes more seriously, I maybe would have found something I enjoyed a bit more. And similarly, I need the speed, so we have to take that. If I would have taken less joke classes, I took a lot of, again, my philosophy was basically like, just graduate forehead, take the easiest classes that you possibly can in order to do that. You will get your degree, you'll be fine. Probably would have taken, you know, I joke about it, but I took 4 different music classes, knowing that I had no skill or interest really in music whatsoever. I took them because they were easy credits. I took a perspectives in music jazz, I took a perspectives in music classical, I took a perspectives in music Hollywood and Broadway, I took a guitar class. The guitar class was actually kind of cool. I think it was fun learning an instrument. But like no practical knowledge whatsoever, and no skills. I mean, guitar playing is technically a skill, but like, probably not turning that into a career anytime soon. What I should have done instead is not say, just take the easiest classes possible so you can pad your GPA and get out of here with a pretty high 3.9, whatever. What I should have done instead is say, what classes are going to help me give me a skill that I could use to maybe turn into a career, make money, etc. in the future. Like some coding classes, like some foreign language classes, like some, I mean, the list goes on and on of potential skills that you can learn. And instead I was like, no, I'll take, yes, that's actually really good. That's really, really good for us. All right, I am satisfied with this floor. Let's go up to the cathedral. Instead, I kind of just phoned in my 4 years, to be honest, and yeah, if I go back, I changed quite a bit of it. Okay, look, I was nervous about taking Death's Touches at first. I am no longer nervous. Obviously, the double Spirit Hearts from Squeezy has helped quite a bit, but we're also just very powerful now. Not only, sorry, a little scared still. Not only the power of the actual Death Touch damage upgrade itself, but just the ability to have piercing shots is really nice as well. That does not mean this is a one run. We should go ahead and make that relatively known right off the bat here. This is not a one run. Things could go poorly. Double year is cool. I would love some more Degas runes, and I would like some less of these guys, if I can be honest with you. But yeah, maybe you're a little bit younger, maybe you haven't gone to college yet, maybe you're considering it. I don't know, for a long time I was in the perspective of like, college is a waste of time and money, because I came out of it with a degree that I now realize I didn't want. And probably at the time realized I didn't want, but was too stuck already to make the change. So when I got out, I was like, man, college is a ripoff. College is garbage. And don't get me wrong, it's way too expensive. So to some degree, I think that is true. But as I've gotten older and maybe a little bit wiser, instead of blaming other people, I think it's probably more accurate to cast the blame towards myself and say, I think maybe you just goofed it up, brother. Perhaps it's not necessarily the system itself, though it needs some work. Shoot! Not good. Very not good. Like, don't get me wrong, needs some work. Affordable, please. More affordable, please. But I think for a long time I took my own mistakes, my own miscalculations of what I should have done there, and I applied it to the entirety of college. I also, like, didn't enjoy my college experience to some degree. I didn't like the school that I went to. Or again, maybe long term I'll find again, maybe it wasn't the school. I just didn't do it right. Really though, I mean, I didn't love the school. The school was in a very... Yo, is this speedball? Or is this a spun? No, it's not spun. I think we are one syringe away from spun. Shoot, dude, we're gonna lose. Please don't lose. We are one syringe away from spun, and we are one book away from bookkeeper. Bookkeeper? Book nerd. Bookworm. Bookworm, that's what it's called. Maybe long-term I'll go, my college experience wasn't great, but a lot of my gripes with college were actually like the town in which it was located. It was a small town in the middle of nowhere, absolutely nothing to do. Classes were, even though I said I kind of phoned it in, which is, you know, true to a degree, it was known for being very academically rigorous. It took itself a little more serious. It tried to be like, it thought of itself as a Harvard when it most definitely was not. They literally called themselves the Harvard of the Midwest. I'm not kidding. A little cringy for sure. Did we do the Isaac fight? I think so. I think we do the Isaac fight. See what we can do here. It is worth noting we're not getting through this fight very quickly. We still have a lot to be desired, and unfortunately, I think that current state of affairs is going to make it so I can't really do what I'd like to do on the next floor. Typically, what I like to do with Rune Bag is, and with the Yara Rune, is use the Yara Rune right off the bat, and then go do some exploring and see how many Yara Runes we can get. See just how crazy we can take things. We might not have the ability to be too picky with this. We may just need to go to the next floor. I'm not doing a void. I think I may just need to go up. We also have the... No, let's just go. Let's go. Let's try to finish the run. Let's try to finish the run. But yeah, anyway, this is a nice little retrospective epi. How about that? Learned a little bit about myself, maybe. Thank you, Isaac, for being the only therapist that I've ever needed. Alright, Yara Rune it. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bam. I'll tell you what. I will do a couple of rooms. If I get down to 1 HP, I'm coming back. If I get down to 1 HP, I'm coming back. This is risky because we could... I think it like, this is gonna sound crazy. I wish I had some water. I'm gonna wait until the next kidney stone charge. Just so that I can get a very strong burst when I first enter a room for some clearing potential. Just in case we get... I should have killed that guy second. Shoot, alright. It's gonna come down to this. It is going to come down to this. I need some items that'll keep me alive. I need items that'll keep me alive. I mean, Miter technically increases the chances. Ooh, the eco technique. Oh. Some of these are wild. I gotta take some. I'm gonna take this, because we should have... And that's interesting. The question is, does my tier just disappear when I got kidney stone ready to go? I think it does. I don't like this. I'm a little nervous about this. Do you think Loki's horns synergizes? It might. Let's see. Narrator does not synergize. Reroll. Can you die from experimental treatment if you're on 1 HP? Can you die from experimental treatment if you're on 1 HP? I don't know. I don't know if you can. I think I gotta try to go for HP. I mean, Eden's Blessing's great for the next run. Doesn't really help us here. Alright. Why such a large tier? Why not very powerful? Why am I not very powerful? Definitely should be dead. I definitely should be dead. Oh, sometimes Loki's horns works. What do you got? What do you got? Ricano. Goodbye. Well, that's not a very glorious way to start off the week of the roguelites. was hoping for 5 straight dubs, not gonna lie, and I was literally texting my buddy Joji the other day. We were talking about someone who lost a run on an Eden streak, and I was like, yeah, Eden's pretty tough. That's why I play as Isaac. It's basically impossible to lose as Isaac. Little rusty. That's unfortunate. Oh, if we could have just gotten a couple more Spirit Hearts. I don't know if Ludovico technique was the right answer there. I think it overrode our Kidney Stone, and Kidney Stone having that big burst of damage at the beginning certainly helped. Tried for the Miter play, but couldn't get any Spirit Hearts. That's unfortunate. It was a good run, but unfortunately came up a little short. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it quite a bit. I don't know which order we're going to do these roguelites in, but we still have to do Nuclear Throne, Enter the Gungeon, Spelunky HD, and Dicey Dungeon. So we have some of those coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it quite a bit. If you enjoyed, consider showing support down below. Liking, commenting, subscribing, help out a great deal. Share with your grandmothers always. But with that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.